Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this occasion I'm going to use Catia B6 part design APP to create this geometry. It's not a very complex geometry, but we will use a few interesting um, options. So let's start with the simulation. So if you want to have the dimensions as reference, now is the time to grab a screenshot of this image, and then you can save it as an image to have it for further references. So I will move the image from my screen just to have a clean area to start the design. So I'm going to insert a new part body, and here I'm going to create my first sketch. So let's move into part design APP, and here we can start working. So we need uh, just a circle and two lines. If we put first line will be, yeah, there, second line on the other side. And now we can remove this portion of the circle that we don't need. So let's make these two lines symmetry, respect the vertical axis. So that's first action, symmetry, okay. And now let's put a dimension of 20 here, 20 millimeters, and 20 millimeters there. What we can do here is just put a constraint. It is better. Just constraint and make it coincident. Oops. Oh, I thought that I was going to be able to make those coincident, but anyway, I will just put here 20 again. And I'm going to put here the internal diameter, which is 30 millimeters. So I could just create the thickness here within the sketch, but I'm going to leave the sketch as it is. And now is when we can use the path option, selecting the sketch, and it has detected the sketch as an open profile. So here we can uh, define thickness, and is where we are going to define, let's put here, the thickness will be 10 millimeters. 10 millimeters, and we want it on the other side, so it will be thickness 2 10 millimeters, thickness 1 0 millimeters, and total length will be 120, isn't it? 120 millimeters. We can allocate this in the middle, so let's put 60 and oops, first limit and second limit 60 as well, because we will use the plane to create a mirror of some of the operations that we are going to conduct. So now let's finish this geometry. So we have the main bridge, and now let's add the extra flange that we have on both sides where we will add the hole. So what we will do, we will add just the flange on one side, add the holes, and then create a symmetry. So if I uh, take this as support here, we can follow the same strategy. So just create a line, make it coincident there. Uh, Coincident, okay. Let's put the total length, which in this case we have 110 in total. Okay, so 110, 80, it will be 15 millimeters. Yeah, 15. And now we need to put this dimension to be 20 millimeters. In this case, we can just close the geometry just to make it in a different way as we have done the first path. So if you close this, quick trim this portion, and make this 10 millimeters. Now we can pick path and select till last. Okay, let's swap the. Okay, so we cannot pick the last. So if we select up to plane and pick this wall, it should work. Yeah. So here we have two options right now. So we can add the holes on one side, or we can add the holes as a full pattern. So I think that I'm going to add the holes on one side and then I will do symmetry. So let's start with the hole option. Okay, on this face, and this hole will be, let's see details, yeah, counterbore 1, and let's make the dimension. So it will be up to last, well, we can put up to next. It will be the same in our case. So main diameter is going to be 6, counterbore diameter 10, counterbore depth 2. We don't need a depth for the main diameter because we have said it's going to be till next, so it has picked automatically the depth of the flange that we have there. And now we need to create or allocate the bolt or the hole in the right position. So let's see, it's 20 millimeters there. And I guess that, okay, so we have 95 against the other side, so we will be in the middle of this flange. So will be at 7.5. Now we can go out and press OK, and we have our first counterbore hole in position. So now we can select this hole, create a rectangular pattern. Okay, so in this case, we have this edge as reference. We have 3 holes and the distance between them is 40 millimeters. Preview. We don't want only hole on the other direction because we will pick it as part of the symmetry. So now we can, let's try to add the edge fillets here as well. Sometimes when you have edge fillets, it's creating problems when you try to do mirror options, but let's see what happens here. So if I pick these three operations and find the mirror option, okay, so we are going to have problems with the rectangular pattern and also with the edge fillet. Okay, so what we can do is just make this define in work. No, that one. Define in work object. Add here the mirror. Oh, just 1 second. I think that they have made up. Let me just go back just 1 second because I think I have not picked the path as well. So let's, no, I cannot do that because I have a pattern. So it's having problems. So let's define this path work in object, and now let's create a mirror only for that path. Okay, so we have that, and now we can edit the pattern, and on second direction we can select this axis and it will be 95, isn't it? 95. If we do preview, will be 2 instances. Okay, and now if I define this in work object and edit this, I will have this one and this one. Okay, so we almost have finished. So we just need to add the feature that we have on the top. So you see, we have this feature there. So what am I going to do is create a plane 55 millimeters offset from the center of this circle and there create my sketch. Okay, so let's create a plane which will be offset from this one 55 millimeters. Okay, and I'm gonna to use this one as my base one. So again, here we can just create the geometry for one feature and then replicate it using mirror operation. So this diameter is going to be 40, sorry, radius will be 20, and it will be 30 from this point. 30 there, we go out. Now we can create a path. In this case will be up to surface. In theory, if I pick this surface. Okay, so it's not picking a surface. So I guess that if we do up to next, what's happening here? Okay, now I didn't have the sketch selected. So I have the feature and now I need to create the pocket in this case. So let's do a rectangle. We will use this center point, and now we can make this point. I guess that I will be able to make it concentric. Yeah, and now am I gonna do, oh, let me just measure this to be 20 by 20 and 20 here. Okay, so if I go out, now it will be a pocket, and this will be the up to last. Okay, so we have that feature there, and now we can just pick these two features, create a mirror, here's this plane, and we have these two features. And if we want to, to create or to improve this condition, we can add a small radius there. So what we can do is just pick these two lines. Oh, not the face, so let's remove this face. See, just want the edge, and we can put a radius there, so it will be. And we can put also a radius here if we want, so we can create here a small radius as well, just to make it more realistic. Because you will not be able to have a 90 degrees angle there. You will have also always even a teeny radius. So that's the end of this video. Again, another new video in English. So yeah, I think that I will start creating more and more videos using English as the main language, because I have seen that there are a few of you that cannot watch my videos in Spanish. So I'm trying my best for you to be able to follow these videos in English. So this is not a very complex geometry, but we have used, let's see, the options that you are going to use 90% of uh, uh, the cases when you create 3D modeling. So yeah, path, mirror, hole, pattern. So these are options that you are going to use too often. So I hope that you have enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave me a comment if you consider to, and also a thumbs up if again you consider that I have gained it. So see you in my next video. Bye.